Time to make some dust. It's about halfway done, I guess. At least with it's just the first of it. It's got a lot of grits to go in the orbital sander. Glad that's going quicker. I thought it would because it's softwood. This wall inside here took me 4 hours to do. It's crazy. $50. Hope you have a good one. Appreciate y'all. Monday, everyone. Back on this countertop. Came on Saturday, put glue in it. But he had dumped out the sawdust. I couldn't fill them. So a lot of these would put glue that didn't have sawdust. Or, there's still gaps in them. But I'm gonna go through. I was gonna try to sand it, and the same sawdust would go in with the cracks. But since it's all like this, it was just gunking up the pad. So now it's dry. I gotta resand it all, and then that way I have some sawdust to use. Either use the glue with the sawdust or the putty, either one. But putty ain't sticking. I think it's old putty. Hard as hell to get out of this tube. Started to pack it in as much as I could, but as soon as I started sanding, it was just coming out of the cracks. I think it's just too dry and old. But let me get to it. Hope you have a good one. Appreciate y'all. I tried using the battery orbital sander, but it's still taking a while. I'm gonna use my electric one. I think it'll do better. But the one with the battery, I can hook up the hose and the vacuum to it. This one I can't. So gotta get my PPE. It's taking way too long. Go back to the sander. The belt sander. The vacuum doesn't fit the belt sander either, but you get anything done with duct tape. That's how I did it when I did the initial sanding. Just taped it on there, stayed on pretty good. On the wrong spot. Man, that sucked. I'm going to make my own putty. I also stuck the glue in there because you're supposed to have these glued down, but they were moving. So hopefully enough glue got down in there to just stick them down better. So I'm going to make my own putty instead of trying to use that dry, soft putty. That way you know the color matches. This one came out pretty good. Just a couple spots. I knew I'd have to be doing it by hand. It's gonna get old real quick. Already been at it for like 20 minutes. This is 100. I'm gonna switch it. He got some 60 or 40. paper never stays on as good as these things do. This is probably old too. I thought these were made for that. It's not long enough. So I guess they're not. Just gonna make my own. Staple it. Eternity and a dust bath later. No, this is gone out quicker than anything, even the belt sander. I don't know if it's just a grit or what, but it probably is because my belt sander, I've used it for a while. I know how old it is. So just play it safe and brought another sand belt. And bought a sponge to clean the belt sander, to clean that dust that dunks up on it. But the owner's got in his truck. I had to putty it some more in a lot of spots, so I'm gonna just let it set or harden. Before I try sanding it again, I want to sand it 10 more times and just pull that stuff out. Back to doing some more sanding. Just got to tape this back up again. Hopefully I get it. When I finish sanding, I got to take all the plastic down, clean everything, then put the plastic back up. I mean, new plastic up. I got to sand again after that. Get to it. Appreciate y'all. Do some more hand sanding. Yeah, it's dusty in here. I'm going to check. Make sure it's looking good. Because there's not enough light. I already had to go back to 80 over here. The spots I wouldn't come out. I didn't see them until I came back over here. It was almost done. I'm up to, it was up to 220, which is where I'm going to take it. I don't like that it's softwood, but I like all the grain and color. It needs to be nailed down. If the constantly got glued down, we'll break some areas you can tell it's not all the way down. Now I'm going to have to go through and re-putty them. I think it looks good. I was going to seal coat it with polyurethane, but I can just do it with the epoxy. That'll save a step, and it'll save them taking all this damn plastic down and putting back up, putting new one back up. I'm going to still have to do it, but at least that'll be one of the times that it don't. Got it down to 220. I think it's ready. I'm going to wipe it up real quick. See how. I mean, I already checked it with the light, but it ain't going to hurt.
Well, yeah.
Using 91% isopropyl alcohol. It's only, well, one of the things that can get the epoxy off you, but using it to wipe all the possible dust off of this. I wiped it with a microfiber towel, and then I wiped it one of these dry. Wiping it with this. I'll make sure I get all the dust off of it. Now I'm gonna let it dry for a little while. It dries pretty quick. Here we go, folks. Got 16 ounces mixed up. I think that'll be enough. It's almost 13 feet from end to end. That's missing. And then you got a 1.5 foot at the end. Mixed it for 5 minutes. Been sitting there for a few. The bubbles are all up to the top. I don't know if you can see. I'm about to pop them with a torch. Then I'll start brushing it on. Oh, it's already getting hot. Watch this come to life. Probably not going to be enough. I had to do another 16 ounces. Don't really see any bubbles, but it doesn't hurt. You will get some areas that just seem to suck it up. And you need to get some more on there. I use that brush. I put it in alcohol, but I don't want to use it again. So that brush is trash. My phone is all dirty. It's hard to see. I hope it's showing good. So here I go. Gonna mess up all this beautiful finish. I gotta rough it up and sand it and get ready for the flood coat. And get some of these. I don't know if it's dust or what it was, but there's some spots you can feel it on top. But it doesn't need to be a whole lot, so I'll just be doing hand sanding. Just basically rough it up some. The guy that did this didn't set this straight or didn't know how to make it straight, so it's got a bow here. I sanded it as good as I could, but it's still there, so the epoxy's going to go that way and this way, so I'm going to do probably at least 2 pours in each area, and I'm going to tape off the front first and see how much, then I'll know how much to do. Barely got enough. I didn't even get enough for scrap. I usually add 15% on all the stuff, material. That scrap, like, if you cut something off, something, you can't use the rest of it. So it's just scrap. But he went ahead and ordered another 2 gallons, so we'll have enough. It might be 1/16 of an inch deeper here and there. I don't think it's that much, but it could be. Then it'll be you know, 3/8, I mean 3/16 here and then a quarter on each side. But if you just leave it like this, where it's going to come down, it'll all come down, and it won't just come down here and stop. It'll keep going down. Oh crap! I shouldn't have. Hopefully it doesn't go through. I might have to put some caulking on it. Forgot about that. Talking too much. The tape isn't going to stick as well that it's been roughed up, so it could have possibility of coming out. But that's what I'm going to do first. See how it goes, and then I'll do the rest of it on the second pour. I'm gonna do that probably in the morning. Come back tomorrow morning and do that. That way I have all day. Because if I don't, then I'm gonna have to rough it up and sand it. But if I just wait till it starts getting tacky, I can pour the next part on top of that without having a sand to roughen it up. It'll still chemically bond to it. So I'll be doing for a little while. I'm gonna do this, clean up, and then I got to finish that little pantry thing right here. The electrician while he came and put the outlet in there, so I can go ahead and do it where he was going to come down with the wires and then spray it all. I'll be done with that. Let me get to it. Appreciate that. And even if you don't scuff it up, it'll still bond to it. But it'll just be like a mechanical bond, like a tight glue bond. But when you do it after it's before it's cured all the way, there'll be both a chemical and a mechanical bond on it. That's why you don't have to sand it when you do that. Hopefully everything got sealed. There's some parts where you can see mainly the wood sucking it up more, like these probably more soft, really soft spots from it starting to rot. And then some of the there's like holes like in the middle part of the knot, those type stuff and the surface tension just kept it from covering it back up. So these are open. I may go ahead and just dig them out a little bit, just in case. But if I'm doing 2 pours, I can do it afterwards. There's spots everywhere like that. I'm going to do so much more this time that no matter what, it's going to get covered. So none of that should stay on the flood coat. This is about it. I mean, I'm basically done with this side. I got to measure the sink, see how far it's going to come out here, because then you got the backsplash. So yeah, I still got to worry about the backsplash. I didn't even start sanding it. It's just a 1x4 cedar. Because I may not have to do anything over there. And just in case, I'm going to take this tape off and have like a damn tape on this around this too. There'll be a lot of cleaning. I just cleaned up out there and took the other plastic curtain down. When I get done here, I'm going to vacuum it, wipe it down with a microfiber towel, and then dry paper towel, and then a wet paper towel with alcohol. Got to get all the dust off of it. And then I'll close this up and I'll get ready to start pouring. Just I need to really clean this out a little bit more. Because when I'm going in and out, that's when I have possibility of dust flying in here. Plus the AC is on. This sapwood it like soaked it all up. Like it doesn't even feel like there's anything on it. He said hopefully that seal, that was the intention of the seal coat. My hand is so sore from doing sheetrock for almost a whole month. But I've actually gotten a lot better and quicker. Which I always did it well, but it just would take me forever, and use a lot more mud than I needed to. Finally, really figured out why. I'm not gonna say it because it just seems so stupid that I didn't think about that. But also, when you're fixing stuff, if it's way off and that's a huge bump, you just have to use more no matter what. But even on new construction, like this new walls and stuff, I was using way too much. Didn't help them, but it'll help me when I do my sheetrock. As soon as I get back to my $10 house, I'm gonna really try to finish that room. And I already have the sheetrock, so I'll be doing sheetrock pretty quick. And probably sheetrock the whole back wall that's done too. I have some money to buy it. I can put it in the outlets before I put the sheetrock up. And at least buy some wire and get it through the studs to all the outlets. It's a lot easier if you do it before you put the sheetrock up. I do love the grain, but and the color. Red's my favorite color. I just don't like that it's softwood. I'm thinking about doing my countertops in my $10 house actually I'm trying to do it all with hackberry. It's got some real cool colors and grain. Hopefully I have enough. I'm going to do the countertops. I may not be able to do the countertops because mainly I want to be able to do a big dining table, like a 4x8 dining table. And then if I have some left over, I'll kind of do like a little bar for like if you're just a couple people eating. And maybe put 2 or 4 seats on it, so make it out of hackberry for the bar top. And then if I have enough, I'll try to do my countertop. A little bit different video because pretty quiet in here, so I'm by myself. So most of the time I just do all this stuff and don't talk. I have a lot of GoPro footage from doing the siding in my house, but I can't find my GoPro, and I haven't looked enough for it. to find it. I know it's somewhere. But that's it. The rest of it's going to be mainly cleanup. You get this at the dollar store. I wasn't going to make any pours today, but it'll be just like this. I'll just have to hand sand it. I don't have to be cleaning everything, aside from what I sanded. Got this barrier on the end. I told you it has the hump. So I'm gonna start pouring in the back, and 64 ounces. And like I said, I'm gonna start pouring in the back because it slopes back. This boat in the middle to make sure it's not gonna leak through. Might have been too much just to see that, but I'll see. And I made my own little squeegee thing. I don't know what you call them, but it'll spread it, but it'll got gaps to leave some of it. It doesn't even take it all away. So it's the 1/4 inch. Actually, it's less now. That's what I'm gonna use to spread it and still leave close to a 1/4 inch. Well, it's not. It shouldn't be a 1/4 inch right now anyway. So we'll make another one when I get home on my table saw for tomorrow. I'm really worried about leaks. I don't have to worry about this not sticking on the side because I sanded it, because it's sticking good on top, and I sanded the top for sure. Here we go. And I left the epoxy outside. It's been outside for a few hours. Because when I did the first pour, it was really, really thick. So this way, it'll run a lot better. So there's less chance of, less surface tension, so of having little gaps like that. It'll cover them all up. Not really running much still. I think it's only around 80 today. Yeah, I didn't mix too much. It's all nice and pretty. Not for very long. We get to it. Appreciate y'all. This thing goes way too fast with these smaller batteries. I stopped sanding it earlier. This thing just kills the batteries, so I want to have them both charged, but it just didn't seem like it was sanding it very good. So now it's actually been close to 24 hours. So I don't make sure it was completely cured, because if you don't, it'll come it up and then it's hard to clean. So hopefully it's working now. So I couldn't get the damn tape off. I was scraping and it was taking forever. So it's been probably like almost 4 hours. Started sanding it and it just wasn't sanding right because it was at 220. Went down to 120 and it was getting most of it off, but still not enough. So I went down to 80. So I basically Figure if I'm sanding down to 80, I'm gonna sand it down, try to level it some. Which, people think they just pour it and it automatically levels itself and it's perfectly level. There's a lot of surface tension, so you can see these spots that are clear and these that look darker is because they're scratched. It's because those are deeper. So it doesn't really matter as much right now, but when I do the final coat, I have to get down all the way down to the lowest spots. Then I have to work my way back up and get up to probably 3,000 on the sanding grits, and then try to polish it from there. But you probably have to start at like 80 to get down far enough. Like I said, it's been like 4 hours of me sanding. But I'm gonna try to get it cleaned up and do another pour, which I'm hoping to be the last one, but I don't think so. I think I'll have to end up doing this a couple of times to get enough on the sides. But I'm gonna do at least another 64 ounces. And this one looks more uneven than that one because I poured less here, so it was, like I said, surface tension to keep it in one spot and it won't spread. And I think right now is the hottest it's going to be right now, so it's been outside this whole time in the sun. So hopefully it'll flow better and won't be so bad. Let me get to doing this if I can get done before 10 o'clock tonight. Hopefully I'll get done pretty quick. I'm going to wipe it with alcohol and then hopefully that's clean enough to get it to the next one and get to it. Appreciate y'all. So I've done this last pour. I think it should be the last. I mean, could do more, but trying to find all the areas that don't have any. Smooth them out. Gave some gloves on. Took them off to move the foam. I'm going to start with some 80 grit. You know what? I'm going to...
Is this your towel or my towel? I don't remember this towel.
I think that's my towel.
Okay.
I had started sanding yesterday with 80 grit and kept getting these little balls of plastic. I think that usually happens when it's just not cured enough. So every 2 minutes I have to wipe it off because if it gets under the sander, then it'll make, just like on sheetrock, it'll make a line or circles. And so I'm back here tomorrow. Today's Thursday morning. Yesterday was Wednesday, and it's been almost 48 hours since I poured it. I'm almost all the way down. You can still see some of these. I gotta get down to those, and then these spots where some of the sheetrock dust got in there. It actually went down, so I gotta sand these down a little bit more. If it's too out of level, I'm gonna have to pour some more over it again to make it be more level. And I think one of the biggest things is when you pour it, if you don't pour enough of a thickness big enough, then you'll get the ripples in it. But when you put it in thicker, it'll fill them all in. And also warming it up makes a huge difference too, where it flows better and it won't have so much surface tension. But let me get back at it. Appreciate y'all. So I'm just about done. Well, as far as I'm going to go right now, it's up to 320. I was going to sand all the way down to get those spots. So I just drew some little hose to get them out. So I'm going to fill that in. Just put some drops where the hose are. And then I had to fix this. It looked bad. So sanded it more. I got to just spray that little area. I'm going to do that before I mess with the epoxy again. I'm going to cut the backsplash. And I haven't even started sanding it. So sand it up to 220, and then do the epoxy, those little spots. And there's a spot right here too. I'm gonna do them with the epoxy, and so I'm making enough epoxy to do the backsplash and fill those in too. We get to it. Appreciate y'all. Saturday morning. Hope you're having a great weekend. I'd already cleaned this up. I taped them up where I don't want the epoxy to go, and because it's going to take so much epoxy, he didn't want to do it. So I think I'm just going to brush it on like a just like a coat, like I did with the countertops to begin with. Because the polyurethane is not really going to protect it. This stuff is super soft. It's a pine or cedar. So anytime you touch it with, even if you put 10 layers of polyurethane, it's still gonna dent it or mess it up. So then I'm gonna do one, because he has enough to do at least one brush on with epoxy, and then do some polyurethane on top of that. Gonna get started on sanding this. You have a good one. Appreciate y'all. This is all you have left out of the 2 gallons, so I'm gonna just see what this does to it. I did the calculations and it said it was going to be like 0.8 gallons, and it just seemed like a lot. I think this is going to cover a lot of it. Back at remodel number 1 with this Cedar countertop. Those are the Backsplash, and I'm just going to sand those and the countertop up to 3,000, and then I'm going to polish it and it'll be done. All these grits are going to be here we are, folks. So the backsplash on. I still haven't just cut it to size now. I've sanded the 2 ends. You had to go get another one, so we didn't piece this one to because we could only find a 12-foot at Home Depot, but he went and got a 16-foot, so I was able to cut this. It's between 14 and 13 feet. It's 157 3/4. So there's a bow in the middle right here. You can see that's up, and I can pull it out if I find something to hold it down with. This was bowed, not bowed. This was higher than over here to get this to fit in there. It kind of slopes down right there, so I just sanded it down, coked it, marked it with a pencil. This one was bowed in the middle too, so I sanded the middle. I made a line, and I'm probably gonna have to do that with this one too. But right here, I guess it's just from not getting enough epoxy. This is way lower than both sides right here close together, so I may end up putting more epoxy on here, but no matter what, it's gonna look like that anyways, like when you're looking at it from here. Plus I'm gonna sand the back down, so that may be a reason why it's sticking up, because it still got that caulking in the back. So now I'm gonna sand the back corner down, maybe that'll help. And then also there's right here, it's a lighter spot where the tape was underneath, and I thought it was going to be completely covered, but it's not. You got like maybe 1/2 inch on both sides. I think we could cut this back to make it go back, but then you would have, this wouldn't be covered, because it's barely covered now. So I think he made the hole too big to begin with, I guess, to give it, you know, where you could make it look square easier, but then now you have to, on the edges you're barely getting any coverage. So I got to put more epoxy here to get to the end. So I'm going to put some caulk in to hold the epoxy so it doesn't just fall down, which is what happened. And just scratch this up. Then I'm going to sand that real quick, and so I can pour the, I'm going to sand this one to 220 and then mix up the epoxy so that I'm going to do these and then do these spots that I need to do all at once. Since I had to wait for him to get the stuff, it's already like almost 5 o'clock. I wanted to leave earlier, but I got a dentist appointment tomorrow, so I probably won't be able to come out tomorrow. I would have given it all this stuff plenty of time to dry. But I guess I'm going to be staying here late again. Let me get to it. Appreciate y'all. Back at remodel number 1. Got all the plastic down. Doing the cleanup. I still need to nail the backsplash or glue it. I may put a nail in it. I gotta see how. I'm gonna use tape to try to hold it while the glue dries. But clean everything up with just the vacuum. So I mean, I think it looks good. Here it is, folks, all finished. Sink is in. Appreciate y'all.